So I recently saw this video of Mariah and her mother singing at a show, and it had me thinking about a lot of the dynamics of race within families that are multiracial. So let's take a look at the video so you can see what I'm talking about. So a lot of people have kind of weighed in on this video footage, especially what her mother told her as a child, namely that she'd hoped that Mariah could be half the singer she is one day. So for those of you that are unaware, Mariah Carey's mother, she is Irish American. She was an opera singer, but Mariah Carey, she is a Guinness World Record holder in terms of the notes that she can hit, the range that she can reach. You know, she's a multi-platinum talented artist, so many accolades to her name. So clearly she has done better than her mom. And I noticed that, sometimes when you're in a family, like I said, that's mixed, race can complicate things. So sometimes people of one race can feel like they're better or more superior than people of another race. And if you are a biracial child with a white parent, you can have a parent who may feel this way about you. They can also feel the reverse. It is not a set in stone dynamic. They can also feel that you're luckier, that you're more connected to something that they feel is more beautiful or powerful or soulful. But they can also have a negative viewpoint that they kind of transfer to you, which is that somehow they are superior to Black people and Blackness, and that you'll never be able to achieve what they achieved in their life. So I wanted to talk about this because I also believe this dynamic holds true when people have biracial parents. Sometimes as a biracial parent, you may look at your child who is multi-generationally mixed, or possibly even a Black child, depending on who you have a child with. And you may feel like, okay, well, I am better, or my group as a category or as a whole is better than this other group. And my child is not going to be able to achieve what I achieved. My child is not as good as me. You have a lot of parents with that mindset that they feel that they're better than their children. And they're always shocked when their children do better than them. So Mariah talked a lot about the dynamic with her mother in her biography. She talked about how toxic the dynamic was. And I just wanted to point out how complicated it becomes when you have those different races. But I also wanted to bring up her father. So Mariah Carey's mother is Irish American. Her father is Black American. I noticed that they try to somehow paint him as a Venezuelan man. He does have some minor Venezuelan ancestry, but it is not a large amount of Venezuelan ancestry. His mother is from the Carolinas. She's a Black woman, a fully Black woman from the Carolinas. But somehow they try to like erase his mother too, and just highlight somehow this other ancestry, which really it isn't even a lot of ancestry, because when people try to find who in Venezuela he might be related to, they weren't even able to find anything. So, and the sad part is that when you look at Black Americans and the contributions they've made to music, it doesn't even make sense for them to highlight that she's somehow Venezuelan, because I'm willing to bet that a lot of her talent comes from her being Black, as well as the child of an opera singer, not just her being the child of an opera singer. So I noticed that too, those dynamics where somehow the Black parent is played down as if they didn't contribute anything to the heritage of the child. But I do notice that it is a common theme where somehow one group is uplifted over another. And I talked about that in another video where I felt like we needed to balance that dynamic and not really overvalue one over the other. But getting back to Mariah's mother, the look on her face pretty much said it all. She felt like her daughter totally upstaged her, during that performance, even though it was Mariah's performance. The look on her face is one of disbelief and, even contempt. Like, how dare you upstage me or outshine me? And, I'm just hoping that as parents of multi-generationally mixed children, parents of biracial children, we're thinking about how we want the best for our children. Being a parent requires a lot of sacrifice. When you're a parent, it's not all about how good you were and how good you did. And, it's not a narcissistic activity. It's an activity where you're required to put the child first. The child is the center of the relationship. A lot of parents try to censor themselves and they look at their children as like offshoots or accessories to their life, when in reality, our parents pass on and all that's left is us, So in order for us to be successful as a group, our parents really have to sacrifice and not think about how they may have been this outstanding person who is white or black or biracial. And we also want to think about, as Black people, are we transmitting that dynamic to our kids too, that we are somehow a better race and our children are some type of mutt or some other derogatory name? Are we transmitting to our children that their lives are going to be easier, that they have some type of privilege, that they're better off? Like, we don't want to transmit those messages to children that race should be looked at in that way in a mixed race family. But I hope everyone enjoyed my video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.